Hello and welcome to HistoryPod. On the 29th of March 1973, the last American troops withdrew from South Vietnam. Taking place 2 months after the Paris Peace Accords were signed between the US, North Vietnam, South Vietnam and the Viet Cong, the final withdrawal ended 8 years of direct American military involvement in Vietnam. As the number of US troops sent to fight in Vietnam had increased throughout the 1960s, opposition to the war similarly grew. By the spring of 1969, the new President Richard Nixon, who had been elected the previous November, had begun to implement the Nixon Doctrine that is more commonly known as the policy of Vietnamization. This intended to expand, equip and train South Vietnam's forces and assign to them an ever-increasing combat role, at the same time steadily reducing the number of US combat troops. Pressure to quit Vietnam completely increased after news of the My Lai Massacre was broken on the 12th of November. Troop withdrawals therefore continued, although the US began attacks on Cambodia and Laos in an attempt to flush out Viet Cong and disrupt their supply lines. This coincided with the killing by National Guardsmen of 4 student protesters at Kent State University, which in turn turned yet more people against the war. Throughout this period, Henry Kissinger took part in secret talks with the leadership of North Vietnam. Despite a number of setbacks, they signed the Paris Peace Accords on the 27th of January 1973. The last American troops withdrew on the 29th of March, but the last American civilians didn't leave South Vietnam until they were evacuated in Operation Frequent Wind during the North Vietnamese takeover of Saigon 2 years later.